The latest Stephen King adaptation comes to us courtesy of Osgood Perkins, who brought us one of 2024's best horror movies, Longlegs. Let's talk about The Monkey. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It. Welcome to my spoiler-free review for the new film, The Monkey. And this is based on a 1980 Stephen King short story. Believe it or not, there are still short stories and novels from King that have not been turned into movies or TV shows or series or whatever as of this point. But this one, 45 years old, and for the first time getting the filmed treatment. And King himself has said he loves this movie. So this was directed by and written for the screen by Osgood Perkins, who brought us a tremendous horror film from last year, Longlegs. And I think it was probably the most successful independent film of last year. I think it made like 70 or $75 million, which is, tremendous for a very small independent release. But this was produced by James Wan, who brought us the Saw franchise and Insidious, and he's teamed up recently with Jason Blum to produce a lot of their stuff, including the Megan movies. Yes, there's a second Megan coming out. So he was a producer of The Monkey here as well. But look, before we get any further into the specifics of this movie, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are a Dan Reviews It subscriber already, thank you so much for that. Love having you return to check out my new videos. But if you're not, please consider subscribing, click the notification bell, or you can just like this video, comment below, or share it on your socials. That, of course, helps the channel out tremendously as well. So, all right, this stars Theo James as identical twins, Hal and Bill Shelburne, and in the first, I don't know, maybe first third of the movie, or at least the first, half hour or so, we have the younger version of Hal and Bill, and that's played by Christian Convery, and you also have Tatiana Maslany as their mother. And a few other people that you'll recognize in sort of like one-scene cameo roles. I won't give those away. I'd rather you check them out for yourself. But the movie follows these twins whose lives are turned upside down by this toy monkey that is given to them by their estranged father that causes horrific deaths all around them. And it's one of those, if you've seen the preview, you already know this, but it's one of those like drum beating toy monkeys. They're sort of, I don't know, I feel like we've seen that particular creature in horror movies before. Was there not a movie in the 80s that sort of employed that? I forget, but anyway, that was apparently not based on Stephen King's short story, but maybe some inspiration taken from it. I don't know. But in any event, we see some deaths surrounding this toy monkey when the kids are younger, and they thought they have rid themselves of this monkey, but it reappears in their adult lives as well to cause more havoc. So this is an interesting one because I sort of I like the premise. It's not too bad. And I would say the biggest strength of this movie is probably the deaths. I mean, if you like some gory, albeit a bit comical deaths, this may be up your alley in that regard. But I feel like this movie has a lot of problems from a storytelling standpoint, from a dramatic standpoint. Like, I feel like certainly this monkey and wreaking the havoc could have expressed itself more in like a parable for childhood trauma, abuse, that sort of thing. And that sort of thing goes back to was it Edgar Allan Poe? Was one of his stories, I feel like, had something similar to that. So it could have maybe gone down that path, but instead I think Perkins wanted to do something a little bit more tongue-in-cheek, a little bit more comedic, and so we get this sort of scattershot movie where, yeah, the deaths are cool, the deaths are gory and sometimes funny. Like, they weren't bad enough that I had to sort of look away or go like this, which I have to do sometimes with really gory horror movies, because they were a little more comedic. I think I definitely did turn away a few points because we went to the extreme angle of, like, I'm not going to give any specifics, but yeah, like, they definitely went to extremes. But no, for me, the problem is that there are no real rules with this monkey. They try to establish a few, but I'm not sure how they even figured those out. And even that sort of gets played with a little bit. And I just feel like when you have a movie like this where there's no real rules, then anything goes. You can just write whatever because it doesn't matter. And when you have something like that, for me, there's like no real, not that there's not tension, because there is, I guess, tension, but there's everything sort of goes out the window because it's like, well, nothing matters if you could just write anything. And I'm not sure if that's how the King short story was as well. Again, a short story, going into a long movie. Obviously, they had to flesh some things out. So maybe the short story is a little bit more, compact and straight ahead with its storyline, whereas this is a little freer to do some other things. But the other things it does, I just don't think really come together. You can just do whatever you want. So does any of it matter? I guess is my kind of thing. So yes, it's definitely filled with tension a little bit, and we don't know what's gonna happen, certainly when they become adults and the kids are estranged, just like their father was estranged from them, and one of them has a son of his own and he wants to protect him from the monkey. It's okay, cool. Like that part could have been, I think, handled better and more interestingly than just, okay, this monkey kills people. Who's he going to kill next? How is he going to kill them? What cool, gory way? We're going to see the person die. It's maybe fun to look at, but from a dramatic standpoint, from a storytelling standpoint, it just did not do it for me. So unfortunately, for me, this is a negative grade. I leave the monkey with a C minus. Some cool kills, though. I mean, if that's what you're in the market for, this may scratch that itch, certainly. All right, thank you for watching Daily Reviews It, and I'll see you next time.